Good day to anybody watching this video. I would like to present to you my newest motorcycle that I got about 3 weeks ago. It's a 2010 Honda Shadow 750 Phantom Edition. More on this motorcycle later, and first I would like to establish why I'm making this video, which is I uploaded a video on my last motorcycle, which was my 1988 Honda Shadow, and it was really just a video for me to make record of, and it actually got a lot of positive feedback that I wasn't expecting from a lot of different people. A lot of positive comments, and so thank you to all those people that commented, because that's the reason I'm making this video and probably future videos to come. I was away for a while. I went to Afghanistan for 9 months, and I came back and I found this motorcycle on eBay, actually. And funny enough, this is the first time I've ever bought a vehicle because I actually wanted that vehicle. This is my dream motorcycle. I have wanted this motorcycle for about 3-4 years. A 2010 model Honda Shadow, because they have shaft drive, and I hate adjusting chains and lubricating chains. It's not that big of a deal to a lot of people, but in the military it is, because I don't have any tools, and the tools that I do have, sometimes they're in storage and blah blah blah. So less maintenance is a thumbs up. Also, fuel injection, cold mornings, waiting for the bike to warm up. It was just something I wanted to have. I'd always had chains, I'd always had carburetors, and it was just something I wanted to have. But then I saw this motorcycle, this Phantom, and I was like, whoa, geez, this thing looks great. Doesn't have any chrome, it's all blacked out. What a interesting looking machine. But unfortunately, these motorcycles are a bit rare. Out of all the Shadows that get sold, if you ever go to the dealership and look at the Honda Shadows, you'll see there'll be about maybe 15 Shadow Spirits and probably 1 or 2 of these Phantom Edition motorcycles that Honda made. They're very nice, but as for buying used, there are not many of them on the market. I looked on Craigslist, Cycle Trader, and wasn't finding anything under $5,000 that was not significantly used. I was on eBay just for shits and giggles and happened to come across an auction, and the bike was at about $2,800, and this bike, when I bought it, had 700 miles on it. Now it has 1,700. I haven't even had it a month. Been riding the shit out of it. But I bid $3,500 and didn't think I was going to win. There was only 5 minutes left in the auction. You ever seen the show Storage Wars? I was just Dave Hestering it, really. I was yup. If you know the show, you'll know the reference. But I just wanted to watch the bid go up and see it say, you're the highest bidder, for a little while, until somebody outbid me. In fact, I thought I was going to be outbid immediately. I won the auction at $33.30. Like I said, 2010, basically brand new, with 700 miles on it. It hadn't even had its brake and oil change done yet. I did that when I bought it. So I had this GoPro, and I purchased a microphone for it on eBay so that I could talk, because last time I did a voiceover afterwards and it came out terrible. Ooh, look at that Honda. I also have a Honda. 205, holy shit. So, gas yesterday was $1.95. It's just kind of... See, another reason to have a motorcycle. I'm waving my friend there with his... He has a Honda CR-V. So, I don't know why I always have nothing to say when I'm stopped. It's just the motivation's gone. I'm just kind of hanging out. So, we go to the fuel station, get some petroleum, We open our handy dandy calculator here. 152.4 divided by 3.1. 49 miles per gallon. Now, that is probably the worst miles per gallon I have ever gotten. Okay, so 49 miles per gallon, not that great. I've gotten 65 before. When I first bought this motorcycle, I was really babying it until it had about 1,300 miles on it. Per Honda's break-in schedule, I am very happy with this motorcycle. I absolutely love this motorcycle. You could not give, if you offered to give me any motorcycle in the world, I would take it because, you know, I could sell it. But I do not enjoy driving. I've driven a lot of motorcycles, and there's just something about shadows that every time it just feels right. I don't know what it is, if it's the way the bike leans or how it seats. I don't really know what it is about shadows, but they are just feeling right. So here we are at a red light again. Totally lost my train of thought. Thankfully this guy has a loud truck so he can't hear me talking to myself. Pull over because there's no way I'm going to be able to do this while driving. The zipper's like stuck or something, which is really bothering me. But it's better than putting it in your pants pocket and then you feel it and then you have, like, I don't know. I don't see anybody else on the road do this, but there's got to be someone OCD like me, constantly checking your pockets to make sure that you got everything. But you know what? While I zip my pocket, I'm going to get off this bike so you can see what I'm riding here. I already told you what I'm riding, but you might not be familiar with it. It zips now. So yeah, 19. See, I'm thinking of my other motorcycle. See, I've had 3 Hondas in my life. A 1975 Honda Enduro. It was an XL 175cc. That was a great bike. That was a kickstart motorcycle. You could even shut the headlights on and off. That's how old it was. Nowadays, that's actually against, I don't even know what the stop line is here. I'm just going to say it's here so I can see. Nowadays, those are against policies, but back then it wasn't. So yeah, it was kickstart. It was a cool bike. Like, you know, what happened was I turned 16. This is really how I got, well, I always rode dirt bikes, but really how I got into street motorcycle riding was the expenses and the early ability to ride a motorcycle at the age of 16, whereas in Massachusetts, where I'm originally from, you have to be 16 and a half to get yourself a driver's license for a car. So I had my permit for a bike, and also I wasn't going to be able to afford a car, even if I was able to drive one with the license, because I could afford a car maybe, but insurance, when you're a brand new driver, as you know, for a car is about $160 a month for liability only. That's what I paid. So but I didn't even have a job. I just had savings from, you know, growing up, probably about $1,000, and that's it. That was my whole savings. So I bought this old motorcycle with that savings and was able to insure it with that savings for what, 70, and actually I think it was $100-something at the time, but it was for an entire year. And then of course gas on it was, you know, 175. It was nothing. And that bike acted as a tool for me to get a job at a grocery store, where then I was able to save money and buy a car, and, you know, stepping stone. Since we're all the way over here, it's like, that's a cool house or a building or whatever that's used for. It's neat. I'm gonna go downtown El Paso. There's skyscrapers down there, so it makes me feel like this city is city-ish. I like skyscrapers. They make me feel, I don't know, it just feels good. I love going there at night. Oh yeah, so El Paso, more about this city. This city is interesting. It's all the way, it's kind of by itself. you really leave the city, you're going to be in some, unless you go to like Las Cruces, you're going to be hitting some nothing for any direction you go for a very long time, because this place is landlocked. It's all by itself. It's a perfect example of a city that couldn't exist without modern civilization. There's nothing here. It's sand. So we're, humans are able to, of course, inhabit it because we bring irrigation and all the other fancy stuff here. And it's all from a very distant source. Everything comes in from distant sources. Everything's imported. It's almost like living in Hawaii. It's a very interesting place to live. Not because it's as nice as Hawaii, but because the way that it's kind of dependent on outside sources. Boston, at least Boston, has a harbor. You can get some fish. There's apple orchards because it's a tropical area, so you can you can get some vegetables, fruits, whatever. Some good things about El Paso. For one, it's a very low crime city. It's not the hood. It's not ghetto. This is not Philadelphia. This is not I don't know, another Springfield, Massachusetts. That's a shitty place. Gardner, Massachusetts. That's a shitty place. It's not a shitty place. It's a boring place. El Paso is, if you type in, I think it's lowest crime city in America, over 250,000, because it's obviously, it's per capita. But with those cities over that population rate, El Paso ranks best in overall crime. So that's cool. And you can feel it too. I don't know where this guy's turning. Oh, way up there. You can feel it too. You can walk down the street, and this guy made me miss this light. Thank you, Mr. Volkswagen, for stopping in the middle of the road to say hi to that lady. Anyway, whatever. So, yes, you can feel it. You can walk. I've been to a lot of different cities. Oh my God, the worst was when I drove here from Massachusetts in my Hyundai. Lowell, no, sorry, that's where I picked the motorcycle up. What's Little Rock, Arkansas? What a shithole! Holy crap! If you ever been to Little Rock, Arkansas, or you're planning on going there, just skip it. I feel like this video is way longer than it needs to be. But I guess I could make cuts. But I don't even know. What is this? It's like a news station. KTSM. I don't like being the first to the light because I like to look at stuff, but I don't want the light to turn green and then people are like, hey, what are you doing? I have prices to be. So this is I was talking about. This is very building-y. Unfortunately, there's always construction down here. I'm not even kidding. There was construction when I left. There was construction when I first got to El Paso. And there's construction right now. And it's never a little thing. It's always 9 projects at once. I don't know what's going on right now because people are crossing the street and that guy's waving a flag. See, if you don't come down here a lot, you're gonna have no idea what you're dealing with. That guy was waving a flag telling me to turn, not to go straight, and then people are crossing the street. So he's telling me to run people over. Thank you, Mr. Murder. So there's a nice Chase building right there. Hello, Chase. See, there's no game plan here, because I know the downtown a little bit, but you have to know it a lot of it in order to navigate, because there's always detours and constructions and whatnot. But yeah, it feels very city-ish. See, there's this restaurant over here with outside eating. I don't know how to explain city-ish. Boston feels city-ish. But it's funny because El Paso feels suburb-ish until you go right here. I'm actually going to take a right. Can I take a right? Yes, it's a one-way. I can take a right. You ever wonder where people are going, when you're just sitting at a light and someone drives by? It's where was that Nissan going? Where is he going to work? What's going on? You got nice building right there. Nice. I probably could have turned a long time ago. I don't usually ride on red unless I'm in a hurry. Honestly, because I have a lot of bad luck with riding on reds. I'll creep out Like right now I can't see really who's coming, so what do I need to do? I need to creep out. Then I can't go, so what am I doing? I'm some jackass stuck in the crosswalk, and then luck would have it, somebody wants to cross the street, and now it's awkward. Now I want to back up, but now there's somebody right on my ass, so I can't back up. And so really, riding on red just doesn't work for me. One thing I'd like to establish is that I'm a really bad motorcycle rider. And in fact, I'm a really bad driver in general. I am bad at driving cars. I am bad at driving motorcycles. And I probably always will be. I don't know what it is, but I'm not good at driving. I try my best to be safe and to have some fun. Because, you know, driving is a necessity. I mean, right now I'm not driving to get anywhere. See, I'm going to go straight here and see what happens. So driving is a necessity. So I can't not drive. So I drive. See, I got some, like, I washed my bike the other day, and I think I sprayed my brake, and now it's like squeaky, and I can't get the water out of there. It's really driving me bananas. Gotta like slam on that or something. So at this point, I don't really want to pull out my GPS, so I'm just going to try to figure out how to get back to Oregon Street. Because Oregon, damn, that looks fucking shitty. Look at that building. That looks like it's been here since the 1800s. I do not like riding on red. Look at these good people waiting until it tells them to cross. That is the first time I've seen that all day. Even though it's perfectly safe to cross, they are waiting until they're supposed to cross. Nope, not this lady. She got way too much going on in her life. Look at how busy she is on her phone. This nice family is waiting, or her friends or whatever. But she's like, nope, coming through. Gotta cross the street. Well, this area of the city feels a bit hoodish. But really, the worst you'll get in El Paso is something like this. You know, it's not hoodish, it's just lower income areas of the city. You'll see lower income vehicles. Well, yes, there is a Cadillac in front of me, but it's like a weird illusion over here. You can never tell until you get pretty close, like to start decelerating, which light is red, because there's like, the way these lights like intertwine from a distance, it looks, you know, they overlap. So one will be red and you're like, is that the distant one? Do I need to start decelerating now? It's hard to tell. But in a car it's worse, especially in an automatic, because you have to slam on your brakes when you realize it's the closer one. So right now we're about to go back onto Fort Bliss, which requires going through this gate here, which requires me awkwardly having to take off my gloves and get in. You know, I honestly by now should have a better system on how to get my ID and show it to these people, but it just hasn't happened. I always think about it as I'm approaching the gate. I'm like, man, I should put my ID in like a motorcycle jacket pocket. No, it's always in my wallet, which is in my pants, which I then have to first remove my my gloves to get to. So, yada yada yada. Good evening.
How's it going?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Fantastic.
That's good. This is a Shadow, yes.
Yeah, Honda makes a good bike.
I love this bike.
Is it like
my second Shadow.
What is it, a 750?
Yep.
It's not bad, man.
You guys have a good night. I like when the gate guards are nice. Sometimes they're complete assholes for no reason. Once again, I do not ride on red, because I have a fear that as soon as I ride on red, that Hyundai Veloster right there, that black car, is going to get a green arrow to turn and bang a Yui. He didn't, but it happened. So, what I'm going to do here, this light's really nice. It usually changes, oh no it's not, because that light's green. This light here is hit or miss. And I know motorcycles don't always set off, you know, detection. It's like, I don't know if it's the camera. Some of them use like, they have things in the ground that check how much like electromagnetic difference there is or something. Some of them use weight. This light's interesting. Sometimes you pull up to it and right away it changes. And other times you have to run it because, like right now, as you can see, that light is still green. It hasn't even attempted to change yet. So I don't think I'm recognized. But you know what? We're gonna sit here. Because everyone is always like, oh no, you just want to break the law and run lights. So we're just gonna sit here for a minute or two. It's 1952 right now, and it's just well, see, if a car pulls up behind me, I bet you it would change. Let's shut the bike off. Let's just relax here for a minute. That GoPro looks like it's awfully sideways. I really hope this comes out good. Let's just so this light here is not on a. Yeah, I just want to see the shadow. This light here is not on a schedule. It has, you know, like where it just changes based on time. Like, okay, this one was red long enough. Now it's time to switch them. And this is proving it right here because obviously it's been this way since I pulled up. So normally you can see lines in the road that that'll let you know that it's the kind where you need to have a bigger vehicle in order to set it off. This one doesn't have the lines in the road. Well, it seems to have them some right here. But anyone that knows anything about traffic lights, maybe you're a civil engineer or something, go ahead and enlighten me. But this is a perfect example right here of fucking government. This is government infrastructure at its finest. How was this overlooked? If you pull up in a car, this will change right away. I know because I use this light a lot in my car. How the fuck did we overlook an entire class of vehicle when deciding on the detection method of said vehicle? Because guess what? As you can see, 1952, now it's been 2 minutes. Plus, I didn't start timing it right away. So, I'm going to run this light legally because every state has a law that says if you have a malfunctioning traffic light, you treat it as a four-way stop. So now this guy's coming right here, and he's going to be able to drive right on through. This guy's coming up behind me, he's about to turn. So as soon as he arrives, the light will probably change. So I'm not going to have to run it. Let's see what happens here. Yep, and you can see the light changes because this guy showed up right here. So the infrastructure from government absolutely blows my mind. What you're dealing with is such incompetence. It's hilarious. Speed limits. Gotta rant about those. Now everybody speeds. Literally. I absolutely cannot. Right now I'm speeding. I'm doing 5 over and I am crawling. I am so crawling right now. Now, that's why I really hate when people are like we'll watch a moto vlog or we'll watch something and be like, oh, it was nice of you to be doing that speed. Blah, blah, blah. Speed. Or safety briefs in the military. Obey the speed limits. Oh, you always hear it. Speed limit, speed limit, speed limit. Everybody speeds. Everyone. I do not know one person on the highway over there doing 60. No one's doing 60. Now, you have the law, and then you have this arbitrary, well, the speed limit's already arbitrary. I'm going to do the speed limit until I get there, just to show you how unruly government is. So stupid. This is the speed limit right here. For this long strip of road, I'm supposed to be doing 25. Now, so you'll have someone on the highway, right? And they'll be doing 70, and it'll be like a 55. And then they'll get passed. And then they'll make a rude comment like, oh, that fucking dickhead driving fast. Well, you're speeding too. But because he's speeding more than you, he's a dickhead. So, what is this? Society should be able to choose, just like we choose what cell phone provider we want, and just like we choose anything else we choose to purchase. The public infrastructure should not exist. Everything should be private because government is absolutely incompetent in running anything. Yes, I mean, the examples in this video, just in this short video, are just a small number of things that are wrong with public infrastructure. that red light, that should be completely, that shouldn't be a problem anymore. And this is a new base. Well, the Fort Bliss is pretty old. But this is a new base, a new development on the base. I'm sorry, I kept saying the same thing. So, yes, extremely poor. Like I said, I don't know how to drive a motorcycle anymore. I mean, I never really was that good at it, but after not driving a motorcycle, it's like, it is not like riding a bike. I forget. Like, I don't know how to turn anymore. Like, I see people hit motorcycle turns real fast. They lean their bike and stuff. I used to be able to do that shit. Like, I don't know how to lean the bike, so I slow down to like almost nothing before I actually, there's another example, stop signs. Legally, you are supposed to come to a complete stop. Nobody does it. No one. Therefore, everybody is breaking the law. But it is a stupid law. It is you can clearly see, as you're approaching that nobody is coming, and then as you come to your, not your stop, but your little rolling stop, it is so obvious that nobody is coming, especially at night when there's headlights. But legally, you're supposed to come to a full stop. And at any given time, a watching police officer can write you a ticket for not doing this. No one coming? Okay. That's ridiculous.